everyone, Ariel with Arielpaints. Today's tip is going to be for all of you who are just starting out face painting and you don't have any split cakes, one strokes, rainbow cakes, fun strokes, whatever you want to call them. All you have is a starter kit or some solid colors. I'm going to show you how to get the look of a split cake or a one stroke without making custom one strokes or special ordering paint. So I'm going to be doing this entire look with the Arteza face painting kit, which is a very basic starter kit. I will also put a card up above to my review of this palette so you can learn all about it, and I will put a link below if you're interested in this palette. But keep watching and I'm going to show you how to get that look of a split cake, of a fancier kind of professional face paint using starter supplies and a very, very basic kit. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is grab our solid white, and of course I'm using the Arteza kit here. I like that the white pot comes out, all of the pots of paint come out actually, because then I can hold it and I can work the paint into my brush. So you're going to start with a 3/4 inch flat. It can be any flat for acrylic painting, whatever you have, just something from your craft kit is fine. It doesn't have to be a special brush. I am using a 3/4 inch flat, and it is an angle, but use whatever you have. Now the key here that's going to make a huge difference is loading your brush well. So I have dipped my brush in water multiple times, and I am working up a very, very creamy base of white on this brush, and I'm making sure that it is all the way up to the ferrule, very well loaded, to the belly of the brush, the toe and heel of the brush as well. All of the brush is coated in a very creamy, thick layer of paint. And if you feel like it is all dry, dip back into your water and do it again. So once we have that step done, now we are going to triple load our brush. So I feel pretty confident that I've got a really, really nicely loaded brush. So what I'm going to do is just take a paper towel or a hand towel or whatever you have close by. You can also do this on your skin if you want. And I am going to just wipe off the toe of the brush. So just one side of the brush, I'm just going to wipe that white off. And then I'm going to dip the toe, which is this tip, right back in the water. So I've dipped about that much back into the water. And I think I'll grab the turquoise out of the kit. And now I'm going to go in and I'm going to start working the toe back and forth into the turquoise. And I'm just going to do that until I feel like it is about halfway loaded onto the brush. And if I feel like it's getting dry and I'm not as happy with it loaded yet that I want to be, I'm going to dip back into the water and I'm going to do it again. Now the key to making this work is all the pre-work you do loading the brush. So if you don't load the brush well, then this isn't going to go as far for you and you're not going to get as an effective of a look. So now that I've done that, I'm going to do the same thing. Just gonna now just even a smaller amount of paint I'm taking off. So you can see I took off a larger amount of white, just a tiny bit of turquoise. And now let's do this dark blue color. Okay, so I've grabbed that out of the kit. So I'm going to lean back over here to where my water is. And I'm gonna dip the end of my brush one more time. And this time I'm going to make sure to focus just on the tip of my brush, and I'm going to load the darkest blue in the palette. And if you're loading this and you still see like kind of creamy white on top or anything dripping, then you probably don't have the right consistency. So you want to load it until it's almost pulling and almost drying out, but you don't want it to feel chalky and dried out. So you might have to practice this a few times. I mean, this isn't something that a beginner is just going to figure out without a little bit of practice. But if you practice it and work on the consistency, I guarantee you, you can do it. So that looks pretty good, but I want to make sure that it's nice and creamy and dark on the edge. So I'm going to dip back in one more time and just make sure I have a really, really good, nice consistency. Okay, so now I have a triple loaded flat brush, and let's do a frozen crown. And I will show you guys how I would do this. I'm going to grab my mirror and do a typical frozen crown that I would normally do with a one stroke, only I'm going to do it with my triple loaded brush. So here we go. So I'm starting with just a teardrop in the center of my forehead, and then I'm going to go on the outside of that teardrop and meet it up into a peak. Now I am being careful not to go over my other stroke too much, because I don't want to blend these colors together, because I don't want to have to rinse this out and reload it. The point is that I want to paint with this as far as I can without having to go in, rinse it out, and then do that step all over again. So if you spend a decent amount of time in the beginning to load it correctly, you should be able to get through this entire frozen crown and then move on to detail. So that's the point here. Okay, so I did a pretty large centerpiece. Let's do kind of a butterfly wing shape. Let's do that on either side. And then we'll do a teardrop shape. And we can do kind of a smaller teardrop. And then let's just pull it around, keeping, let's see, what did I do there? I did that, so I want to go this way. So keeping the dark on the outside. There we go, not bad. So we can fill in this little guy. I think we've got just enough paint on our brush to do another stroke there. Fill that in, and there we go. You have the look of a one stroke without using a split cake. So if we want to take this a step further to add some interest and make it really, really cool, then I would add some teardrops and some double dipped flowers. So I'll go ahead and show you how I do that as well. So for double dip flowers, you really don't need a petal brush or a flora brush. All you need is a large round. You can pick any large round that you have, a 6 or an 8. And then the same thing we did to load up our flat brush, we are going to get a nice creamy consistency going on our brush. And then you can wipe off the tip. On the job, a lot of times I'll just wipe it off on my hand like that, just clean some off, because you'll pick up the paint better. Let's do purple. That would look nice, I think. So I'm going to grab this purple out of the Arteza kit. I've dipped the tip of my brush back in, and I'm going to start swirling it around in the paint. Now, if I stopped right there, that would be wrong. One way I know that I've loaded enough is when I start to see the creaminess of the white disappear, then I know that I'm starting to get the right consistency and enough of that color on my brush. If it is super, super white still, then I know I'm not quite there yet, and I need to dip back in to my water, and I need to do it again. And that's not a perfect science. I mean, you're always going to have like a little bit of a milky white, you know, kind of haze left behind on your cake after you double dip. But if it's pure white, then you didn't do it correctly. Once it starts to look more like a maybe one shade lighter than the actual paint, then you know you have a good enough load on your brush. So hopefully that makes sense. All right, so let's do some double dip flowers and teardrops and finish off this very simple crown. Okay, so I did some petals down at the base, some up that way. Let's go ahead and drag some down the sides as well. And you can go on the inside corner. Okay, so now we have some petals, we have a center crown. You can always go over your petals too if you feel like they didn't quite get like stamped in enough. I do that all the time because it's not an exact science. I mean, sometimes you want like a little bit more white where it's not really showing. So just go over it. And if you like that it's more purple, then leave it more purple. So totally up to you. So now what I would do to finish this off is glitter and some teardrops. So let's go ahead and grab our white paint again and just a small brush. This is a number 4. And I'm going to get some nice creamy white and do some teardrops and some dots, and then we're going to be done. Let's do a little swirly here. And, you know, it's a frozen crown, so you can't really have too much detail because it's a princess crown and little girls like detail. So just add some teardrops, swirls, curls, whatever you want to add to make it look fun and festive and pretty. So let's do just a few dots. And then let's do some kind of cascading over our swirl. So I'm just going into the petals and adding little tiny lines. I think I'll do some starbursts. Just to brighten it up a little bit. And a good trick with starbursts are to use a very tiny brush. I always like to start with kind of a pronounced dot, and then I flick out from that dot. And having the center be like a little bit larger gives it just kind of a magical look, makes it look more sparkly. So I'm going to go ahead and put some in here as well. So here we go. Here's a very, very simple beginner frozen crown or mask, whatever you'd like to call it, using a really simple beginner kit like the Arteza kit. I do like this method for when you're starting out. I would not use this method and go paint a large festival, but if it's for Halloween, if it's just for fun, if it's your own, you know, child's private birthday party, I think this is a really good method using a starter kit. like this and kind of double dipping everything to get that look rather than going out and buying a bunch of one strokes. So I hope you guys liked this tip. As always, like, subscribe, let me know what questions you have, and I will see you in my next video.